Yeah.
Alrighty. Um, so we do not have a quorum, so we are moving a little things on the agenda. We'll be taking informational items first, and then once we get our quorum, we can do the action items. So, Board Secretary, please call the meeting to order.
Oh, okay. Chair Mejia,
Here.
Vice Chair Sutton,
Here.
Secretary Treasurer Nyorbe, Director Almeida, Director Angeles, Director Kemp, Director Rawlings.
Here.
Directors Almeida, Angeles, Kemp, and Nyorbe have been excused.
Great, thank you. Now, Elizabeth Brown will present the August and September 2025 Employees of the Month.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all others assembled here today. I am Elizabeth Brown, Executive Director and Vice President of Organizational Development and Administration. In support of LBT's strategic priority of fostering employee engagement, it is my pleasure to acknowledge the Employees of the Month for August and September 2025. As background, LBT did not hold an August 2025 board meeting, and therefore I am presenting both months today. The employees of the month for August 2025 are Jose Garcia Dominguez, Nam No, and Thelma Zaras Medrano. Operator Jose Garcia Dominguez has been with LBT for 3 years, and this is his first Employee of the Month nomination. He is currently assigned to LBT2 and demonstrates high performance when he comes to work. Operator Dominguez is consistently on time and is dedicated to providing reliable service for customers with zero complaints or preventable accidents. His hard work and dedication make him a valuable member of the team. Utility worker Nam No has been with LBT for 21 years, and this is his third Employee of the Month nomination. His supervisors commend him on being eager to support his team and being proactive in his duties to ensure operations run smoothly. Nam is currently assigned to LBT2 and often assists his coworkers, such as offering to help move parts or with vehicle support. He consistently demonstrates his dedication to his team through his dependable and proactive work. Thelma Zaras Medrano serves as the customer care supervisor, and this is her second Employee of the Month nomination. She joined LBT in 2004 as a customer care representative and was later appointed as a customer care lead before she was promoted to her current position in 2024. Thelma exemplifies fostering employee engagement and enhancing the customer experience in her duties. Upon becoming a supervisor, she quickly developed policies and procedures to enhance employee engagement and increase transparency in the customer service process. She also encourages employee development by providing positive feedback to address issues and being available to her team. The employees of the month for September 2025 are Gustavo Prado, Samrith Sar, and Ricardo Marquez. Bus operator Gustavo Prado has been with LBT for 17 years. This is his third Employee of the Month nomination and was Employee of the Year in 2017. He is currently assigned to LBT2 and delivers safe, reliable, and customer-focused service. Operator Prado is consistently on time for his shifts and maintains a great attendance record. His welcoming demeanor and strong work ethic demonstrate his commitment to being a valuable member of the LBT team. Utility worker Samrith Sar has been with LBT for 1 year, and this is his first Employee of the Month nomination. He is currently assigned to LBT1. Samrit is a team player, helping out on different shifts and keeping his team informed on the service needs of the fleet. His self motivation, attention to detail, and eagerness to help others demonstrate the LBT values. Utility Supervisor Ricardo Marquez has been with LBT for 17 years, and this is his fourth Employee of the Month nomination. He is assigned to LBT 1. He consistently demonstrates an excellent work ethic and a strong commitment to his quality of work. Ricardo never hesitates to step in and support his team, setting a positive example through hands-on involvement and teamwork. His leadership contributes to the team's success and positive work environment.
Hello, my name is Jose Garcia. I'm a bus operator. I've been here for 3 years. The reason why I love working here is the scenery, meeting new people, and helping out the community. I'm honored to be Employee of the Month. I was surprised when I was given the news.
My name is Nam. I have been in Long Beach Transit since January 2004. My title is utility worker. My favorite part in LBT is I make friends with all my co-workers, and when we play basketball and pool together, and we make everybody together and happy. I'm very grateful and working in Long Beach Transit, and I want to say thank you to my supervisor and all supervisors. They support me to vote for me to be EOM.
Hi, my name's Thelma Zaras Medrano. I'm the customer care supervisor at Long Beach Transit, and I've been with the company for 21 years. My favorite part about working at Long Beach Transit is all the wonderful people that I get to meet here. I feel honored to be Employee of the Month because I've been with Long Beach Transit for so long. I grew up in this community. I love Long Beach, and I absolutely love the people that I work with. So it's an absolute honor to lead my team into excellent customer service.
My name's Gustavo Prado. I've been here with Long Beach Transit 16 years as a coach operator. My favorite part of working for Long Beach Transit is helping our customers, getting them to their location, and making their day. I'm honored to be Employee of the Month. The support and teamwork that I have experienced here has made a big impact on me. I look forward to many more years of contributing and working alongside the team. Thank you.
My name is Ricardo Marquez. I'm utility supervisor for the Anaheim facility, and I've been employed at Long Beach Transit for 17 years. Favorite part about working for Long Beach Transit is that my job consists of daily and nightly challenges. It keeps me on my toes. I get to work with great people. We like to problem solve every night. There's new things that arise, and we have to solve our problems on a nightly basis, and just working with a bunch of great individuals that make the job fun and exciting on a nightly basis. I feel great being chosen to be Employee of the Month. I was never expecting it, but I would like to thank everybody that considered me for Employee of the Month and that actually see the fruits of your labor around here. You know, it's nice to be considered for something that was not expected.
Thank you to all of the Employees of the Month for being dedicated to connecting communities, moving people, making everyday life better. Thank you.
Are there any public comments on this item? Seeing none, thank you so much, Elizabeth. Now moving on to public comment. At this time, I invite members of the public who want to address the board on any matter that does not appear on the agenda and is within the board's jurisdiction. If you haven't already done so, please submit a speaker card to the board secretary. Comments are limited for 3 minutes. Agenda item 13 will be provided additional opportunity for the public to address the board. Are there any public comments?
There's one public comment. Nico?
Hi. Hi, my name is Nico Gothier-Pin. I'm a member of Hardlight Long Beach, and I was one of the organizers for BusFest Long Beach, of which Long Beach Transit, we were grateful to have them. And I'm here to thank you for coming to our event. So Hardlight Long Beach is a fully volunteer organizations. We advocate for safe streets, active transportation, and we had this crazy idea. Let's do a bus fest, kind of like Train Fest, Union Station, but in Long Beach with buses. So we partnered with Mobile A. We started inviting people, and you all said yes. Like you came in, Blue Bus came in, Metro, Torrance Transit, a lot of community organizations. So we had a wonderful event. It was on the 13th from 2 to 5. It was packed the whole time. We had, I think, 14 booths, 4 buses. You guys brought the little radio control track. We had a photo booth in front of the bus. Everybody who got a photo in front of a Long Beach bus, which we really wanted. And it was really a great time. And we showed the community how buses are great. They're not scary. Kids love it. We had one comment saying a week after the 3-year-old told their dad, "Can we go again this week?" So they're already expecting us to do it again next year. So I wanted to publicly thank you on behalf of Carlight, on behalf of Move LA, on behalf of BusFest and everybody who came. And we're hoping that, we're all volunteers, so we might do it again next year. It's a lot of work, but it was rewarding. But we're hoping that we can collaborate in further events because at different levels, we have the same goal of transporting people in a sustainable way. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nico. It looked like a great event. Thank you for all your hard work in organizing it. Is there any other public comment?
Yes, we also have an online comment. Kurt Canfield?
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So I was also a collaborator on BusFest. I can't be there in person right now, but I just also wanted to second what Nico was saying. Thank you to Long Beach Transit for being such an integral part of BusFest. You guys came through with the most amount of people. Definitely had the most energy of all the bus agencies that were there, and was just super proud to see the people interacting with buses. Love that you guys took the windows out of the bus because that made it such a great photo frame. And I know a lot of people took selfies on that transit bus that you guys had out there. I wanted to shout out a couple of your employees who were a huge help to us. Victoria Romero with the customer service department. She was great. She was limited in terms of what she could do in terms of planning, but she did a great job with what time she could spend helping out. And she did a great job, just kind of, I guess, I don't know fully what she did on y'all's side, but she was a great help to us with communication with Long Beach Transit. Your supervisors and operators who came through on the day, they were all great. It seemed like everybody was having a good time. And also big thanks to Isaac Martinez. He is an operator at Long Beach Transit. He is also a collaborator and one of the creators of BusFest. And, he, I think, more than most, is really passionate about buses. And his efforts were really a huge part, and that was all volunteer, by the way. It's just in case you're worried that he was doing it on company time. But yeah, thanks a lot for for showing up for Bus Fest, and maybe we'll do it again next year. We're not sure yet, but it was a great time, and yeah, thanks.
Great, thank you. Is there any additional public comment? No. Well, it's great to hear that our staff did also an amazing job. So thank you to the staff that were out there, and Carlight, thank you so much for a great event. Great. So moving on to Ken McDonald will now present President and CEO report.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, and all who assembled here today. I am Kenneth McDonald, President and CEO at Long Beach Transit. My monthly agency report will highlight some of our accomplishments and ongoing activities centered around our strategic priorities. LBT's strategic priorities are improve safety and service quality, exercise financial accountability, foster employee engagement, enhance the customer experience, and promote community and industry focus. As discussed at the July board meeting, LBT has launched a pilot program called CSA Incident Reporting App as of September 1, 2025. This initiative will offer customers a comprehensive and discrete way to report safety, security, and service concern in real time. Customers will be able to report issues such as assault or harassment, disruptive behavior, homelessly related concern, requests for security, or any other safety or incident on the buses. Customers will be able to submit reports through multiple convenient options: the CSA mobile app, the website form, text a tip, voicemail, or email. Reports submitted via the CSA app have the option to be anonymous and discreet, ensuring user safety without compromising their reporting ability. CSU Long Beach has implemented the first ever bus-only lane in Long Beach. Beginning Monday, August 18, 2025, a new bus lane, albeit very short, has been added to the Beach Drive in front of CSU Long Beach Administrative Building. Passengers drop off and pick up by private vehicle will no longer be permitted in this zone. The dedicated lane is designed for public transit to improve public transit, the flow of our buses, minimize delays, and help buses remain on schedule. It would also enhance safety and efficiency for bus operators and customers, as buses will be able to service stops without merging in and out of mixed traffic. And this was one of the longest delay period. This very short area is about less than a quarter of a mile. It was one of the longest time on this route that we had before. So we are really excited to see how this improves the on-time performance through the campus. Clean Air Day 2025 will take place on October 1st. As in years past, the focus is getting people to commit to cleaner air by choosing alternative transportation option rather than a privately operated vehicle. As part of the event efforts, LBT has partnered with Move LA to promote Clean Air Day as part of the SoCal Transit Month and to promote transit ridership. Staff recently participated in the Bus Fest event and will also take part in the Metro Older Adult Transportation pop-up on September 26th. On Clean Air Day, LBT will share targeted social media messaging and direct community members to Dashboard Earth, Move LA platform that allow participants to log their bus and train ride. This tool uses fun, inventive incentives to motivate community members to use public transit and amplify the impact of Clean Air Day. As you may recall, the board approved a comprehensive operation and analysis consulting contract awarded to Transportation Management and Design, Inc., better known as TMD, at the March 27th, 2025 meeting. Since then, the existing condition phase of the study launched in July. We are now entering the customer and community engagement phase of what we are calling STAR 2. Beginning next week, TMD will conduct public outreach through multiple channels on board bus surveys, electronic notification, in-person pop-ups, and community meetings. As this slide highlights, there will be 7 community pop-up events between September 27th and October 25th. These will take place in high traffic areas across the service area, making it easy for residents to stop by and share their input for the LBT. In addition, transit intercepts will be conducted at 7 different locations throughout the system. Surveyors will be on board buses Tuesday to Thursdays, as well as Saturdays between October 6th and October 24th to collect customer feedback and input. There will also be 2 community meetings, one in person and one virtual, to make sure people can participate in whichever format works best for them. These meetings will be scheduled sometime between October 20th and 29th. More information will be provided as the meetings are confirmed. Interpreters will be available at these events. And now I'm going to ask Mike Gold to present or update us on a new marketing campaign aimed at engaging and encouraging weekend ridership.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Gold, Executive Director, VP of Customer Relations and Communications. Thank you, CEO McDonald. Want to give you a little bit of background about our Meet the Route and our weekend campaign that we're going to be launching. So at the Belmont Shore Car Show, if you happen to attend on September 6th, our CRC team rolled out new displays to demystify riding the bus, and we called it Meet the Route. We also had these at Bus Fest the week later. The goal of these displays is really to show the community local routes and their service characteristics. And in this case, we chose Route 121, which is close to Belmont Shore, which is where the car show is held. And as you can see by this display, we have basic information about a nearby route. It has the route, a map, the frequency, and the operating hours. It's something we decided to try to see, how this would work and how the community would react. This is version 1 of the display, and we're going to keep updating these displays as we get more feedback and engage the community. In the future, we expect to feature more information like how to use the tap and how you pay. And they're part of a larger campaign that we're going to be rolling out to promote ridership on the weekends. This is a campaign that's focused on building new customers, people in our service area who can ride the bus on weekends to go to events around the city or do something like, just go to lunch, brunch, or a dinner. We're promoting routes and services specifically along higher frequency corridors with strong weekend service spans. A good example, like I have here, is Belmont Shore to downtown, right? Or the reverse, you can go one way or the other along Ocean Boulevard. On the weekend, that route operates every 30 minutes and it goes till about 10 o'clock at night. The goal is really, again, is to show our customers how easy it is to get to a specific place from a specific place along a route. So you can imagine Belmont Shore to downtown or vice versa, downtown to Bixby Knolls to North Long Beach, or downtown to Retro Row. Again, we're along a corridor, how you can ride this on the weekend. We're focused on a single route. We're connecting 2 specific locations, Bixby Knolls and Uptown, for example. It's 1 bus ride along Atlantic, along the 61. Again, high frequency, lots of service on the weekend. Over the coming months, the campaign will evolve. We're going to highlight different locations that connect different areas along a specific route, along a high density corridor. And we're going to show the customers this is the route you can take. At community events, we're going to show routes that are near that event. So the customers can see, hey, I can walk to Route 121 from Belmont Shore, for example, and how accessible it is. I'm also going to be working with our business improvement districts to help promote weekend ridership through specific events that they're hosting and connecting these different neighborhoods. We're going to promote weekend ridership on weekend through social, through digital ads, and through other ways. And we're going to do this in multiple languages. The team is tracking this so we can measure its effectiveness. And we're going to roll out these campaigns, as I said, in the coming months. And you should be seeing these. If you come to our community events, you'll see more of these Meet the Route posters. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. And that's one of the reasons that this is so important to us is that the weekend we have capacity on our system. So how can we fill those capacity with people using the buses? Last week, I, along with several staff members and Director Mahir, Sutton, and Nilway, attended the Apta Transform Conference in Boston, Massachusetts. During the conference, at the Apta Honors Luncheon, I received the Outstanding CEO of the Year in Public Transportation Award. At the luncheon, a short video that staff produced was shown that highlights the story of our agency and the collective achievements that led to this recognition. For that, we can look at the video.
Kenneth McDonald is a respected transit executive with more than 30 years of experience spanning engineering, operations, capital programs, and strategic and visionary leadership. As president and CEO of Long Beach Transit since 2013, he has led the 800-employee organization with a $200 million operating budget. Kenneth is committed to industry-wide progress through equity, sustainability, and mentorship. Kenneth's motto is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I'm Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson. Thanks, Ken, for your incredible leadership, leading the way and making the air in Long Beach better for our entire community.
No one can achieve this monumental recognition by themselves. It takes a lot of people and positive relationship to get to this stage. This award reaffirms that all of us at LBT are united by a common mission, dedicated to connecting communities, moving people, making everyday life better. I share this honor with my family, my industry colleagues, my board of directors, and all with whom I have crossed paths throughout my transit journey. To LBT employees, our combined effort have created a transit system where 87% of LBT customers are satisfied with our service, and 86% of them recognize LBT as a valuable community asset. As transit agencies nationwide struggle to be financially sustainable, we at LBT have found creative ways to support our operational costs with funds derived from leasing at our headquarters. I am deeply humbled that the efforts and initiatives I have leveraged with the support of my staff have been recognized by our industry premier association. Thank you, APTA, for this tremendous award of Outstanding CEO of the Year. Okay. Okay, thank you for letting me share this with you. It was truly a proud and honorable time for me, my family, and the agency. Now I'd like to shift back to the broader conference itself and highlight some of the key sessions from this year's APTA Transform Conference. Topic of this year included federal, state, and local partnership with funding transit systems, AI for transit, fare evasions, driving workforce growth, and FTA update. I want to add that something I did not have here, but really was very positive for me. I had an opportunity to sit next to the current FTA administrator in a meeting, Mark Molinero, and we talked about people assaulting bus operators. And Mark shared to me that this administration is very determined to come up with ways that you could ban people from riding the transit system if they attack our operators. I thought that was extremely positive because we haven't gotten that kind of support in the past of wanting to keep people off the system if their behavior is inappropriate on our system. I hope we can get that moving, but I had that opportunity to get his ear, and I felt I should push something that really is dear to me, that you do not attack an or attack our operators and think that you can just get away with it. Next week, you're back on the system again. So I hope we can get something done with that, or something occurring with that as we go forward. And at this time, we had a couple of board members who were there. I'd like to give you the opportunity, if you'd like to add anything else of the your experiences at the conference. So
Great. I can go. It was anytime that we get an opportunity to go and hear from transportation experts is always so knowledgeable. I attended a couple of the sessions, the FTA administrator one. I think it did sound, based on his presentation, that they really do want to work with agencies and ensure that they get the funding that they need, which is good. But in general, I really focus on the workforce. They had amazing panels on workforce and how, I think it was very interesting that they were saying that our workforce, like our operators, are, of course, retiring, and how can we get more of our operators in these positions. So I think a couple of the partnerships that I heard was, partnering with their LBCC, with their community college, to ensure that there's apprenticeships and getting people in these jobs. So I thought that was very, very interesting, and connected with one of the cities, and was curious to learn more about how they were able to jumpstart that project. David, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Well, I'll talk a little bit about the city. It was my first experience in Boston, and if you haven't been, I'd recommend that you go. It is a fantastic city. It is a super clean city. I wouldn't have had any problem walking in the general tourist areas at any time, day or night. There is a tremendous amount of history there. And I think there's a lot of lessons learned about how a big city should be. I think a lot of times we tend to just take it in stride that, oh, we have this problem or we have that problem, and we expect our tourists to deal with it, instead of really looking at the city and the tourist eye. Once they get off the airplane, what is the experience, and how can we make that an enjoyable one that they'll want to come back and back and back and return again and again and again. So I'd just like to challenge all of us to do that as we prepare for the World Cup games and the Olympics coming, that we just work with our communities and with local government and tour the city and look at the city in the tourist eye. I think it will be a good experience for us, really, and help us to focus our efforts. Thanks.
thank you. That concludes my presentation for this month. Thank you.
Is there any public comment? No. Oh. Seeing none, is there any discussion from the board? I have a question. I know you mentioned a couple community meeting. Oh, there's a public comment. Okay. Yes, I will do my discussion. While we wait. I know you mentioned that there's going to be one virtual community meeting and then the other one's going to be in person. I will emphasize, I think sometimes when we do community meetings, we just, in general, it could even be like the city or any agency, it's like a check mark to say that we had a community meeting. I think it's going to be very important, if there is needed for more community meetings, that we do have that opportunity. So I just want to share that about that item.
I want to make, as you say, that's very clear. So we've done this before. Our community meeting is really where we come out and talk about what we're doing. So we spent a lot of time getting it's a total different from the last time to what we're doing now. Is a total different approach of how we handle a community meeting. Is really to get the community to come out and look at what we're trying to do and give back. The last time we did this, which was about 7 or 8 years ago, it was really well attended. So if we do have to have another one, we will if we have. But we had one downtown at the library, and then they asked for one up in Signal Hill, so we had two the last.
Any additional discussion from the board? So we can go back to public comment. All right, seeing none, we'll go back to public comment.
Maru,
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mauro Varela. I'm the Vice President of ATU 1277. And I would like to say thank you, Ken, for advocating for my members' safety. With that, I would like and I would ask that Long Beach Transit sign on to a bill that's currently going through the state, which is AB 394. And I would like to read a little excerpt of what the bill or the purpose of the bill is. And the purpose of this bill is to expand the category of workers who qualify as victims under the crime of battery upon a transit worker, and to expand the ability of employers and collective bargaining representatives seeking transit prohibition orders against persons alleged but not convicted of having committed the crime of battery upon a transit worker by means of civil workplace violence restraining order. So I would challenge you to sign on to this bill, as we do have some other transit agencies that have already signed on. And I would hope that you follow through on that promise. Thank you.
Can you repeat the bill number again?
AB 394.
384.
90. Great, thank you. And I know Marisol is here, so I was here. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for your presentation, Ken. Now we'll go on to the consent calendar, which we can do. All matters included in the consent calendar are considered routine by LBT Board of Directors and will be enacted by one motion. There is no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the Board of Directors or the public so requests, in which the event of this matter shall be removed from the consent calendar. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So move.
Is there a second?
I'd like to second.
Perfect. Roll call vote.
Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Sun,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Norve, Director Almeida, Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp, Director Rawlings,
Aye.
Directors Norve, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Great, thank you so much. The motion carries. The consent calendar is approved. Now moving on to agenda item 7, monthly financial report from Lisa Patton.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and everyone assembled here today. My name is Lisa Patton, and I'm the Executive Director and Vice President of Finance and Budget. And I'm before you today to present the monthly financial report that covers the period of July 1, 2025 through August 31st, 2025. Long Beach Transit is beginning the year in a healthy financial position, giving us both the stability to operate effectively and the flexibility to respond to what's ahead. Operating costs are well managed, and we see consistent financial discipline across all departments. Two areas currently tracking below expectations are passenger fare revenue and state level funding. These are being closely monitored and addressed as part of our ongoing review process. Overall, LBT is well positioned to continue delivering reliable, high quality service while managing funding risk prudently. Next, we'll look at the statement of revenue and expenses. The statement of revenue and expenses gives us a snapshot of how we're performing financially for the first 2 months of the fiscal year. It compares the revenue that we've brought in and the expenses we have incurred to what we budgeted. Total operating revenue is on budget at 99% for the month and 100% year to date. One area we are closely watching is fixed route passenger fare revenue, which is running under budget at 87% for the month and 86% year to date. Under subsidy revenue, we can see the impacts of funding pressure at the state level. We are proactively preparing for continued volatility. LBT has built a strong financial position that allows us to manage through uncertainty without compromising core service. In looking at operating expenses, if we look at it by area, we can see how LBT has strategically aligned expenses with actual revenue, allowing us to maintain a balanced financial position despite some revenue categories falling short. Next, we'll look at the detail of the schedule of expenses. Labor sits at the heart of our operations, from operators to mechanics to administrative staff. We see an increase under operators, which is not uncommon as transit service delivery ramps up for the start of the school season, ensuring we're adequately staffed to meet higher ridership demands. This uptick is also reflected under services, where we see increases in employment-related costs, such as physicals and background checks, consistent with onboarding activities. Under safety and miscellaneous items, we see an increase this period primarily due to the scheduled restocking of emergency supplies that are stored in our emergency preparedness trailers. These items are part of our standard safety protocols and ensure that we're well equipped to respond to any emergencies. Next, we'll look at the balance sheet. The balance sheet gives us a clear view of LBT's financial position at a specific point in time, showing the resources we have available and the obligations we're managing. Under assets, we see a decrease in cash and investments. The cause of this decrease is an increase in receivables. This reflects revenue that is owed to Long Beach Transit, but we have not yet received. At the end of August, receivables grew to $10.1 million from the state and $8.8 million from the county. Increases in receivables during the fall are not uncommon due to timing delays in the fiscal year budgeting and billing process. Under liabilities and capitals, most categories remain consistent with expectations and show no unexpected changes. The increase in trade payables reflects normal month-end timing of outstanding invoices, primarily to United Healthcare, Long Beach Police Department, and Global Paratransit. Taken together, the balance sheet continues to reflect strong liquidity and well-managed obligations. Overall, Long Beach Transit remains on solid financial ground with solid liquidity and controlled costs. While passenger fares and state subsidies are under plan, we are actively monitoring these trends and taking action. Long Beach Transit's focus continues to be on maintaining service levels while preparing for long-term funding shifts and large events. That completes my report. Thank you.
Great. Are there any public comment? Any discussion from the board? Yes.
Lisa, can you tell us a little bit more about that top line number? So when we look at fare revenue coming in below budget, is that could be a lot of things? Is that fewer riders, or is it we have plenty of riders, but they're utilizing reduction passes differently? The revenue mix is just different in terms of what's coming in. Can you tell us a little bit more what's driving that?
Sure. So the short answer, it is both. So we have seen shift in folks moving from cash payment to the LIFE program. And so one of the groups that in particular was Cal State Long Beach students are now taking advantage of it and shifting to the LIFE program instead of buying a semester pass. But overall ridership has declined. And so right, notwithstanding any fare changes, when revenue goes down, it does indicate that ridership this summer did decline.
Is there any additional discussion from the board? Oh, yes.
I saw a video from Metro that actually with respect to the ridership and trying to get people back and then trying to do a sort of a recruitment as it relates to drivers and things of that nature. In addressing the component of the ridership, is there some sort of campaign that we can lodge to try to get folks to come back or to ride?
Sure. I was happy to see that Mike shared the recent program to increase weekend ridership. We also see, and Mike talked, I think, in Kenneth's points also about a number of events that we're actively participating in. The bus event that was recently mentioned, upcoming ones with Metro. There's also a number of initiatives that we're moving right forward to improve the customer experience to achieve customer excellence. So we saw the Cal State Long Beach lane, which those things you think can happen overnight. I know there was a dedicated group led by Marisol Barajas who actually made that happen. Other initiatives we've talked about is the comprehensive operational analysis, where so STAR 2 initiative, where we're getting rider feedback to see if there are adjustments to routes that we should consider. So there's a lot of activity in terms of improving the customer experience and reaching out to riders to try to reverse that trend. I would say that October is more of a bellwether month to see. September, we know students are getting back on the board, but in transit, it's typical they often look at October as kind of what's happening because there aren't any holidays. The kids are back in school. So that'll give us a good indication of if this is a long-term trend that we should plan for.
What I saw was a viral video that actually with drivers dancing and doing the electric slide. So that was kind of thinking as if that level of creative social media type thing. And then it was a little bit, and it made all the local news in terms of, folks are doing that. So I don't know if the drivers are ready to do the electric slide,
Any additional comments from the board? All right. Seeing none, thank you, Lisa. All right, and now Pretty George will present agenda item 8.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all assembled. My name is Pretty George, and I serve as the Executive Director, Vice President of Information Technology at Long Beach Transit. Today, I'm requesting your approval to authorize a 5-year agreement with our Vontis partner, the vendor that provides supports our Transit Master System for its renewal and cloud migration. Since 2001, Long Beach Transit has relied on Transit Master as our core computer-aided dispatch and automated vehicle location system, also known as CAD-AVL. Transit Master is a system that powers our daily bus operations by enabling real-time vehicle tracking, onboard announcements, and essential communication tools for our dispatchers to communicate with our operators. This platform is mission critical to both operational reliability and customer experience. In July 2021, the board approved a 5-year support and maintenance contract for Transit Master in its current on-premises environment. With this new agreement, Vontis, the company that owns, deploys, and supports Transit Master, will migrate the system to the Vontis cloud environment. This will modernize the platform, reduce our reliance on internal infrastructure, and strengthen resilience, ensuring LBT continues to deliver safe, reliable, and innovative transit services. A few key upgrades with this migration. Announcements for detours. The upgrade will allow for announcements to be sent real-time when needed, which will improve accessibility and communication during route changes. Electric vehicle charging state. The new system will monitor charging of our electric vehicles, both distance and time remaining, allowing allowing our dispatchers to know the state of the charge left on the vehicle. Multimodal interface. We'll use cellular first technology for communications on our vehicle with a channel for radio fallback, enhancing fleet safety, reliability, and data continuity. Head sign interface. As part of our Achieving Customer Service Excellence Program, also known as ACE, an area identified was automating head signs. This change eliminates manual intervention for operators and provides dispatch with real-time visibility into what is displayed on the vehicles, This technology will be available on 89 of our current buses, plus 30 of the new buses in production. Finally, this agreement includes cloud migration services, 5 years of software licensing, and ongoing maintenance and support. Transit Master is a proprietary software owned by Vontas, making this a sole source procurement. LBT's purchasing department has determined and negotiated the price to be fair and reasonable. A small business enterprise goal was not applied due to the proprietary nature of the Transit Master software licensing agreement. Staff is requesting LBT's board of directors to authorize the president and CEO to enter into a 5-year contract with Vontas for cloud implementation, ongoing maintenance, and support of the Transit Master software for a cost of $2,721,559 with a 5% contingency of $136,078 for a total authorization amount not to exceed $2,857,637. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So
Is there a second? Okay. Are there any public comments? Seeing none. Discussion from the board. Yes.
Hi, did I hear you say that you're getting a new APL?
It's not, no, it's not a new, we're moving it to the cloud.
Okay, so it's the existing one that you have now.
It's on premise moving to the cloud, correct?
Okay, so will this enable you to add additional options to your communications via the bus?
Yes.
So, so if you decide to, I don't know, add news or whatever on the bus, you can do so. You'll have the capacity to do that.
The opportunity with this, yes, is first with the multimodal. We are bringing in the multimodal to allow for cellular technology first, even for radio. And then what you're talking about is more to bring in I would say the entertainment piece. We would have that opportunity as well. Yes.
So you'll have increased data capacity as well as
Yes.
some other communication opportunities. Yeah, thank you.
And Director Rawlings.
thank you, Chair. Thank you for the presentation, Freddie. I have a similar question to Vice Chair, but I saw in here you said creates a foundation for future AI and data initiatives. Could you elucidate?
Can you say that one more time? I apologize.
Perhaps I misread. It creates a foundation for future AI and data initiatives in moving to the cloud, allows you to add future features and
Yes.
functionality. Do you have any idea or conceptualization of what exactly that looks like in practice yet?
Not in practice, but I have been working and talking to Vontas. Their first phase right now is to move customers to the cloud. Once that happens, their data, then they are looking to look at AI platforms that we could take and really look at that data a different way. But their primary focus right now is really moving customers to the cloud.
Yeah, you need that transition first. So then I assume part of our roadmap and plan for any of that will be based on what they're able to provide. We're not bolting on one of our own tools to
But
their cloud system.
we will have the opportunity as we
great.
continue to go, because we are also having the opportunity with our ERP project, looking at our data and bringing in more, I would say, opportunity for with our Oracle Cloud product, bring that data in and do AI and AI data analysis as well.
Beautiful. So we have the option. We
We
can
have
build
options,
something
yeah,
they offer.
absolutely.
If they build something that's attractive, or we can say we're moving faster than you guys, we're going to do it ourselves.
Absolutely. We are building an ecosystem so that we can have our data use AI as we continue to grow and as our organizations continue to grow with us, or our partners, I should say.
Perfect. Thank you, Bree.
Any additional? Oh, yes.
I always, as a public agency, always get a little skeptical whenever it's sole source, right? In terms of usually having a vendor keep you captive, and being that you're you're projecting in terms of planning stages and how many, and at some point taking softwares that are off sort of off the shelves, and as opposed to something that's proprietary, then they have you basically hooked for as many years as they'll continue to say that it's proprietary. And so then it doesn't allow you to have the competitive edge of putting something out as a procurement, and as well as obviously having subcontractors who are maybe, the small businesses or minority owned, women owned, the kinds of priorities that we have. Are you thinking about like, okay, these folks, as their TriMaster's proprietary product, of coming up with some, down the line to say, hey, what can we do to not be so captured by the same vendor?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us as we continue to work with our vendors. We ask always if there's any type of actual work done on the buses, that we look for them to have a SBDB available. So if there's anything that's being touched, so there is opportunity as we continue to expand and put more equipment on the bus. This project really is a cloud-based project, so we didn't have that opportunity, but we definitely, as we look at upgrading MG90s, there is always opportunity there.
Yeah, it just seems to me that there's, tech is tech in terms of the, Silicon Valley, Silicon Beach, we have cloud-based technology, you're going to have competitors out there.
Sure.
And so, but once you get hooked to one, I work in aviation. So, if you've been hearing the debate about air traffic control systems, and trying to upgrade that system is very complex as it relates to it, because they have you captive, and being able to flip a switch to go and use another vendor. It seems to me that you would have the same unless you're projecting years out about, hey, when can we make it so that it's off the shelf and we can have competitive bids?
And I think one way to look at this too, right now, as we have major events coming, this would be not the time for us to make such a huge shift, especially for our team members. But there is an opportunity once we finish to actually now start projecting out and saying, this is our opportunity, and let's look at other vendors as well. I think there is an opportunity coming our way.
And I would add, I think you answered the question yourself. There's a high barrier to entry in these because they're such legacy system. There are a few younger companies now that are coming in, but not with a whole suite. They come with parts of it, and I think you've seen the same thing in aviation. There are parts that they're getting. So we are seeing that here right now. I think we continue to look at when there is someone who has a product that is more nimble, are we willing to take that risk and join the nimble project as a first in line? Because they are coming out now, but you have to be very careful that you don't have someone who is coming in that is can't manage the whole suite of needs that you have, and then your bus get out, then you can't communicate with it. But there are people now, we're seeing the technology changing so fast that there are folks that are startups that are coming and doing exactly what's happening in the aerospace industry also. We do keep our eyes on it, but you have to be really mindful about, do we want to take that step and be the first guy that did it? Where do you jump in?
Any additional comment from the board? Seeing none, we can call for a vote.
Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Sun,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Yorbe, Director Almeida, Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp, Director Rawlings,
Aye.
Directors Yorbe, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Great. The recommendation to authorize President CEO to enter into a 5-year contract with Avantas for cloud implementation, ongoing maintenance, and support for Transit Master software for a cost of $2,721,559, with a 5% contingency of $136,078 for a total authorization amount not to exceed $2,857,637 is approved. Now, Sergio Ortiz will present agenda item 9.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and to all who are assembled here today. My name is Sergio Ortiz, and I am the manager of fleet maintenance. I am before you today to request the board to authorize the president and CEO to enter into a contract with Downtown Long Beach Alliance, DTLB Alliance, for the provision
of Cleaning and Monitoring Services at the Transit and Visitor Information Center, TVIC. Long Beach Transit, LBT's Transit and Visitor Information Center is located at the corner of First Street and Pine Avenue in downtown Long Beach and is adjacent to the Transit Gallery and Metro A-Line station. Opened in 2009, the TVIC offers a variety of customer service features. These include window service hours, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., a real-time transit schedule display, and a fare vending kiosk. The facility also houses downtown Long Beach's first public restroom with a dedicated attendant open daily from 5 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. and free to the public. The TVIC also has a bus operators lounge for rest and meal breaks with bus operators restrooms separate from the public restroom. The public restrooms and the bus operators lounge are serviced and cleaned by a host service firm in alignment with LBT strategic priorities to improve safety and service quality. The host service firm monitors activity at the public restrooms to protect the safety and comfort of transit customers and downtown visitors. The host services firm also performs periodic checks to ensure the public and bus operators' restrooms are fully stocked with supplies and maintained in clean and safe conditions. The current contract for provisions of cleaning and monitoring services at the Transit and Visitors Information Center is set to expire on December 31st, 2025. LBT issued a request for proposal, an RFP, to qualified firms and received 3 proposals. Proposals were evaluated based on the following criteria: qualifications of the form, crew size and proposed management, technical solution, work plan, and price. The total amount of possible points for technical evaluation was 70, and pricing made up an additional 30 points for a total of 100 points. Downtown Long Beach Alliance received the highest score from the evaluation committee with a score of 98. Downtown Long Beach Alliance, located in Long Beach, California, was found to be responsive and responsible by LBT's procurement department. A small business enterprise, SBE, participation goal of 4% was established for the solicitation. As part of its subcontracting plan, DTLB Alliance has committed 4% to Long Beach building maintenance. A certified SBE which will perform pressure washing services. This commitment satisfies the contract's SBE participation requirement. Funds are included in fiscal year 2026 operating budget, and funding for subsequent years will be included in future operating budgets. Staff is requesting LBT's Board of Directors to authorize the President and CEO to enter into a 3-year contract with Downtown Long Beach Alliance for cleaning and monitoring services at the Transit and Visitors Information Center at a cost of $887,013, with 2 one-year options at $315,765 for option year 1 and $326,844 for option year 2, for a total authorization amount not to exceed $1,529,622. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Do I hear a recommendation to approve item?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Great. Are there any public comments? Seeing none. Any discussion from the board? All right. Then we'll call for a vote.
Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Sutton, Secretary Treasurer Yorbe, Director Almeida, Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp, Director Rawlings,
Aye.
Directors Yorbe, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Great, thank you. The motion carries. A recommendation to authorize President and CEO to enter into 3-year contract with Downtown Alliance for cleaning and monitoring services at the Transit and Visitor Center at a cost of $887,013 with a 2 one-year option at $315,767 for option year 1 and $326,843 for option year 2 for a total authorization amount not to exceed $1,529,622 is approved. Thank you so much, Sergio. And now Marisol Barajas will present agenda item number 10.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all who are assembled here today. I'm Marisol Barajas, Manager of Government Relations. I'm here before you today to request the board to adopt a resolution authorizing the president and CEO to submit funding requests to the California Department of Transportation, Caltrans, for Senate Bill 1 State of Good Repair funds to obligate allocated funding for Long Beach Transit's capital projects. By way of background, on April of 28, 2017, Governor Jerry Brown signed Senate Bill 1, the Road Repair and Accountability Act of 2017, into law. Section 19 of Senate Bill 1 modifies the State Transit Assistance Program to provide funding to transit operators in California for eligible transit maintenance, rehabilitation, and capital projects. This investment in public transit is commonly referred to as California State of Good Repair Program, SGR. SB1 funds are generated through a 12-cent excise tax added to each gallon of gasoline, a 20-cent excise tax added to each gallon of diesel fuel, and added vehicle registration fee. The state's controller's office is estimated that the CGR will provide $138 million in funding statewide, with more than $17 million allocated to Los Angeles County. The Long Beach Transit, along with other Los Angeles County municipal operators, will receive funding from SGR program. Annually, LA County Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Metro, as the regional transportation planning agency, allocates SGR funds through the formula allocation procedure. While the funding is formula driven, all eligible recipients are required to submit to Caltrans a list of capital projects for which they plan to use the funds. These projects must be approved by Caltrans before the SCO will release the funds. The eligible projects submitted by LBT are as follows. The first project is the bus rehabilitation project. Project funding ask is $1,373,143. That is to support the state of good repair through targeted rehabilitation of the agency's compressed natural bus fleet, CNG. Second ask is the dial lift replacement project for $584,821. Replace the dial lift vans that have met their useful life. We're requesting funding to support the purchase of up to 10 17-inch battery electric passenger vans that are fully ADA compliant, accommodating up to 6 to 9 passengers each. Based on the formula allocation procedure allocated by the Regional Transportation Planning Agency, Metro, Long Beach Transit State of Good Repair Program allocation estimate for fiscal year 25 through 26 will be $1,957,964. Therefore, staff is requesting the board to adopt a resolution authorizing the president and CEO to submit a funding request to the California Department of Transportation for Senate Bill 1 State of Good Repair funds to obligate allocated funding for Long Beach Transit's capital projects in the amount of $1,957,964. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Great. Are there any public comments? Seeing none, is there any discussion from the board?
Yes.
Oh, yes, Director Angeles.
I just saw that this is a deadline for submissions of all required documentation for first quarterly distribution was September 5th. So are we gonna miss out on quarterly first, or could you just talk a little bit about the deadline date, the 25th now?
Excuse me. Thank you for your question. Every year we go through the same process where
We submit and have communication consistently with Caltrans to let them know that, and LA Metro to let them know that we don't meet in August, but we do submit our project submittal before the deadline. And there's also a placeholder for the resolution. So all of our commitments are met. There's no danger of losing funding or accountability at this point.
Any additional? All right. Call for a vote.
Chair Mejia.
Aye.
Vice Chair Sutton.
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Narve. Director Almeida. Director Angeles.
Aye.
Director Kemp. Director Rawlings.
Aye.
Directors Añorbe, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Great, thank you. The motion carries. The recommendation to adopt a resolution authorizing President and CEO to submit funding requests to the California Department of Transportation for SB1 State of Good Repair Funds to the obligation allocated funding for the amount of $1,957,964 for Long Beach Transit Capital Projects is approved. All right, now Jessica will present agenda item 11.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all who are assembled here today. My name is Jessica Signorella, and I am the manager of the Service Planning Department here at Long Beach Transit. I am before you today to provide an informational update on LBT's upcoming service changes that will take effect in February 2026. Here's a brief overview of what I'll share today. I'll first provide a background refresh on LBT's service change process and high-quality transit corridors, then an overview of current service, and we'll end with sharing planned service changes. Each service change is an opportunity for LBT to make incremental improvements while looking ahead to long-term goals and priorities. LBT holds 3 service changes over the course of each year in February, June, and August. And this is a contract agreement with our union partners, Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU 1277. Holding 3 service changes allows LBT to exercise flexibility in how we plan for and deliver service for our customers. More specifically, it affords us with opportunities to make changes while meeting LBT's strategic priorities. Equally important to understanding LBT's service change process is appreciating the regional perspective that LBT maintains when planning for current and future service. The Southern California Association of Governments, also known as SCAG, has defined a high-quality transit corridor, or HQTC, as a corridor with fixed route bus service with service intervals, or frequency as we say, no longer than 15 minutes during peak commute times. This means a bus should travel along the corridor at a minimum of every 15 minutes, if not more often, allowing for spontaneous use of LBT service. This map reflects LBT's 13 high-quality transit corridors. Those in dark magenta or pink reflect where we already have 15-minute or better bus service, and those in gold reflect corridors that are planned to be full high-quality transit corridors in the future, 4 in total. Overall, the map shares LBT's long-term goal of which corridors we will operate frequent transit service on in the future, and it serves as a critical guiding document in discussions with the City of Long Beach and other key stakeholders as we plan and design future service. Now that you've seen an overview of our bus network as it relates to high-quality transit corridors, I'll provide a brief overview of LBT's current service. LBT has 42 routes in total, with 38 in operation and 4 that are suspended. Of the 38 routes in operation, this includes Route 405, our UCLA Westwood Commuter Express service, as well as local bus service, which is grouped by frequency levels here. As you can see, over 69% of our service operates at a frequency of 40 minutes or better. Now that we've laid the foundation for our service change process and the frequent network that we are growing towards, I'll give an overview of planned service adjustments by route that LBT will implement in February 2026. These adjustments include expanded late night service, improved service levels or frequency, and the discontinuation of service. We will implement expanded late night trip options along LBT's high quality transit corridors for routes 21, 22, 46, 61, 94, 173, 174, and 191. For reference, those are the routes that you see shown in red on the map to the left. With LBT's recent customer value survey, we heard that our customers want more frequent service, longer hours, such as late night service, and more destinations. These trip improvements offer more travel choices for evening customers, with these routes having service operate later from 4:40 a.m. to 1:12 a.m. on weekdays, 4:46 a.m. to 1:12 a.m. on Saturdays, and 4:55 a.m. to 1:12 a.m. on Sundays. Route 21 weekday frequency will be improved from every 60 minutes to every 30 minutes by streamlining routes 21 and 23 into a single direct route. Doing so will provide consistent 30-minute service while giving customers access to more destinations, such as Paramount High School and Walmart, and improved transfer opportunities via the extension of Route 21 to share a northern terminal with Route 71. In addition, this service change for Route 21 matches what we heard from our customers, with those surveyed wanting more frequent service and more destinations. Route 51 will be improved from every 30 minutes to every 15 minutes by streamlining routes 51 and 52 into a single direct route. Route 52 was suspended in March 2020, and since then its resources have been rolled into Route 51 to ensure customers have frequent service along Long Beach Boulevard. We will be making this official to ensure that customers continue to receive this 15-minute service they get to Compton College while preserving the current level of service they've become accustomed to along this high-quality transit corridor. Route 104 weekday frequency will be improved from every 60 minutes to every 30 minutes by combining routes 102 and 104 into a single direct route. Doing so will provide a consistent 30-minute service for customers traveling to the Long Beach Airport and along Spring Street. Route 81 will be discontinued. It has been suspended since March 2020 and previously operated on weekdays only every 15 minutes, 50 from 6:15 a.m. to 6:42 p.m. Former Route 81 customers have the option to take frequent bus service within a quarter-mile north and south along the neighboring high-quality transit corridors of 7th Street and Anaheim Street. This discontinuation ensures enhanced safety and operations by no longer operating bus service on a narrow two-way street. It also reduces route redundancy along east-west corridors while maintaining consistency by preserving the current level of service customers have become accustomed to every 15 minutes on weekdays along adjacent corridors. This discontinuation follows a planned change from our STAR initiative to consolidate service along our frequent corridors. This also provides restoration of parking, which addresses the concerns of the surrounding communities. As outlined in the CEO update, keep an eye out for community information sessions in October and November to ensure our customers in the communities we serve are aware of planned service changes that LBT will be implementing in February 2026. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Are there any public comments? And any discussion from the board? Yes. Christopher?
So I think this is great for a couple of reasons, and I hope that it continues in future iterations. So Long Beach being the city of great restaurants and great hotels, the later service is going to be really important for our hospitality employees, and we've had some specific challenges with those employees being able to get kind of late night transportation. So it's not just about you and I having a nice dinner, it's about the folks that are making that dinner and serving it to us. So I think that's going to be really important. And then we do have a lot of service, that it's a short walk to a different corridor. And I think being able to provide better headways is going to be more important than providing a greater variety of service, right? So I think Ken and the staff for meeting with the city recently to talk about transit corridors, and I think we're getting there, but the goal still needs to be to have 15-minute headways, 10-minute headways. I mean, my vision for Anaheim is that if you miss the bus, you just don't worry about it at all because the next one is going to come any moment now. So I think that those kind of guiding principles are really important. And I know these things take a lot of time, but to the degree we can make progress every quarter, every few months, I think that's going to help us not only meet our riders' needs, but operate more efficiently and be able to meet the moment with some of our financial challenges.
Thank you, Christopher. Is there any?
Chair, sorry, we do have a public comment online. Kurt?
Hey there, can you hear me again?
Yes, we can.
So I'm gonna make this quick because I got a bus to catch. But yeah, I think we've already shared this on our Instagram, on Carlight's Instagram, and people are really excited at this service change. I think it's a really good and smart decision to try and capture a lot of those trips that just end up having to rely on an expensive Uber or ultimately a really long walk in the dark. So I think having this service is impact a lot of people positively who work later hours, of which in the city there's a ton. And as far as the frequency updates, I mean, I kind of feel as though calling that a frequency update is a little bit when you're combining the service patterns of two different routes. But regardless, I think it's a good thing that we are streamlining the routes so that Long Beach Transit system is a little more sensible for people who are not super familiar with it. Because knowing whether or not you got to take a 51 or a 52 or a 21 or a 22 or a 23, these are things that just kind of throw up another barrier for people when they just want to get on the bus and go to where they hope they're going to go. So I do think it's a great thing that the service change is happening. It's kind of a shame that it's going to happen in February and not sooner than that, but I understand that you need time to get the information out there, get the, I don't know, whatever changes need to happen operationally. So yeah, good thing. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. No more additional public comment or feedback from the board. All right, seeing none, thank you. Oh, okay, yes.
Could you describe what you do to notify the public about a line that's closing or terminating?
I've been asked to have Mike answer that one.
Thank you, Sutton. So yeah, what we will do a public outreach campaign for this service change, and that will include a community meeting. Generally, what we do is we'll hold a community meeting near where that service change is happening. So in this case, we're looking at holding a community meeting at Wilson High School, publicly accessible, right near where a lot of these routes will operate. So in addition to 1 or 2 public meetings, kind of depending on the feedback that we receive, we also promote this through social and on our website and get the word out. We do advertising to get as much public feedback as we can, so we can take all of that feedback and then present it to our CEO, so they're aware of what the public is saying about these changes, and that'll all happen starting in November.
Thank you.
Any additional feedback? All right, well, thank you so much, Jessica. And we'll go now to agenda item 12, which will be presented by Kimberly Yu.
Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, and all who are assembled here today. My name is Kimberly Yu, Deputy CEO of Long Beach Transit, and I'm here before you to present LBT's preparation for the upcoming LA 28 Olympics and Paralympic Games. The purpose of today's presentation is to provide an overview of the agency's plans, noting key events, venues, and opportunities, in addition to LBT's work on operational planning, service enhancements, and coordination with regional partners. Together, these efforts position LBT to deliver safe, seamless, and world-class transit experiences for our customers, visitors, and the broader community during the Games. I will address any questions you may have at the end of the presentation. As the second largest venue hub outside of Los Angeles, City of Long Beach will be a centerpiece for the LA 28 Olympics and Paralympic Games. The city will showcase its premier waterfront venues and convention center facilities in ways that will highlight both the city and the games. This slide, which is in the board report, lists out 18 combined Olympics and Paralympic sports currently scheduled here in Long Beach. Events will begin on July 14th with Olympic competition and continue through the Paralympic Games until August 27th. This slide provides a high-level look at the events with an overlay of LBT routes. As you can see, a number of these venues and activities are directly served by our system, which reinforces the importance of thoughtful transportation planning. Comprehensive transportation planning is not just a local priority, but it is essential for regional success. LBT's goal is to ensure that customers, visitors, event workforce have safe, seamless, and reliable mobility options as these world-class events take place. To that end, LBT has been actively participating in numerous coordination meetings with LA Metro, City of Long Beach, and other regional partners. Coordinations include aligning on service planning, customer experience, and accessibility so that we can support customers, spectators, and the workforce alike. Building on this regional coordination, LBT has also formalized its own internal framework to guide preparations and keep all of its internal departments moving in the same direction. We began by establishing an executive steering committee comprised of cross-departmental leadership body to ensure that we're coordinating our plan's efforts by aligning strategies and resources across all departments. We're operationally ready to maintain high quality service for existing customers while scaling to meet increased demand. And lastly, we are responsive to our community by addressing the evolving needs of customers and visitors during the games. As seen in this table, each department will have their own specific deliverables tied to the agency's LA28 efforts. To achieve this, each department will follow the various defined planning processes, which is in the third column, that will guide the work and ensure alignment with our regional partners. The planning processes are aligned with the lead mobility service provider's work stream, which is LA Metro. For instance, the Transit Service Delivery and Planning Department, led by Lee Berner, has been and will continue to meet with various external staff to review the latest Games Enhanced Transit Service, also known as GETS. These coordinating meetings have enabled the team to identify service needs, evaluate potential operating scenarios, and ensure that LBT is prepared to deliver seamless service. Another example includes the Government Relations Department led by Marisol Barajas, where coordination with City of Long Beach, Caltrans cities, and local colleges will inform stakeholder engagement strategies and ensure alignment with regional transportation and community planning efforts. This internal framework is designed to ensure that LBT's operational readiness and strategic alignment for the 2028 LA Olympics and Paralympic Games are successful. Moreover, LBT staff are actively engaged in ongoing planning and coordination meetings with LA Metro and regional transit partners such as City of Long Beach, Caltrans, and the LA County Municipal Operators Association, also known as LACMOA. In these coordination meetings, key priorities are discussed and planned out. These include service integration across agencies, rider information and wayfinding strategies, safety and security coordination, and customer experience and service enhancements. LBT will leverage the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup to test LBT's interagency and internal coordination and workflow planning processes, as noted in slide 5, to deliver large-scale event transportation, evaluate system performance under higher demand, and identify areas for further investment. The 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games offer a rare and powerful opportunity to elevate City of Long Beach and Long Beach Transit. In preparation, our agency is taking a proactive approach to ensure a seamless and inclusive transit experience. Our goals are to serve all stakeholders equitably by balancing the needs of our customers with those of the broader community and international visitors, ensure reliable, resilient service by delivering dependable, customer-focused transit service during one of the one of the most high-profile global events, and strengthen regional partnership by collaborating closely with City of Long Beach, LA Metro, and other regional stakeholders to create a unified, efficient transportation network. Today, I shared how LBT is preparing for LA 28, from highlighting key venues and events to advancing our operational planning and service enhancements. We're also working closely with our regional partners to make sure that transit experience is seamless for both customers and visitors. As we move forward, our focus will stay on strengthening operations, expanding service where needed, and ensuring accessibility across the system. We will continue to report back to the board every 6 months, accelerating the cadence as we approach the events. And I would like to thank you for your time, feedback, and leadership. This concludes my presentation.
Great, thank you. I know this was an agenda item we've been asking for, so is there any, wait, first, is there any public comment? No, okay. Any discussion from the board? Oh, yes. Director
So
Hess.
clearly, thank you for your presentation. I do appreciate that at least we're thinking about it, and that it's right around the corner with respect to it and the coordination as it relates to Metro and other things. I know that the mayor of Los Angeles has declared that the games are going to be basically not what it I
think
forget.
it was initially car-free and then
Yeah,
now it's
car
gonna be
free.
first.
Yeah, are we doing the same? Is there some sort of declaration from Mayor Rex Richardson, or what is the policy?
So there's no like proclamation that the council voted on, but the city of Long Beach shares that goal. So I think the language that LA 28 and the city of LA are using has backed away from car free because we can't actually deliver that. But the goal is it is a transit first games, and we're really excited about the opportunity. Yes, to get folks onto transit, but also to get people to discover our city on foot. So when you think about the kayak and canoe events, and Colorado Lagoon is very close to Second Street, but no one makes that walk, like ever right now, including residents. So thinking about what is that sidewalk experience like? What is signage like? But just as one example. So for security reasons, for sustainability reasons, for all kinds of reasons, the goal is for this to be a transit and active transportation focused games, but we've got a lot of work to do in the next 2 years and change.
Do we also are we gonna make adjustments in our system to accommodate this, 3-month event, or, with respect to frequency, and is there already a request from Metro or City of Los Angeles to start ciphering off some of our buses and equipment as it relates to it? Because there was talked about that. And certainly within the area, they're talking about borrowing buses all the way from all over the country. And I know that Lee tried to borrow some boats at one point from somewhere. So
Yeah, we are in need of every bus that we have. We expect by the end of the year, we're expecting to add another 30 electric buses. And we're not gonna retire any buses until after. Normally, the way with the FTA have to order you retire fleet. So they've allowed us to expand our spare ratio. So we're gonna keep all our buses, because we will have to increase frequency across the system. So where the events are, a lot of it is on our existing routes, right? So as we continue to, within the next couple of months, to come up with our service plan, we would know exactly how many buses we need, but we are not planning to give anybody. We're keeping it.
is there a plan to use our aqua boats a little bit more? Because a lot of the games look like they're right on the water. So a greater use of that equipment.
If the need, the way that the events are going to occur, if we can see that need inside of the perimeters that they set up, if we can get in there, that would be one of the things we are trying to find out right now is where the perimeters of the events, because that would dictate where our service. We've done this in a manner, I've said that we need to get the perimeters as early as possible, and that would help us to better design. So what we've done is we have made our own perimeter, and then we would adjust them once the official perimeters. So as we are planning this, to make sure that we are ahead of the game, not waiting to react after it happens. But that is going to come out at some point. What are the perimeters? They're going to control that. And especially after you had the things that have happened at some of the events, high security.
So Chris, is the city working with LA28 directly with respect to the organization? Because it seems like, I mean, certainly from what I hear is they kind of keep it close to the vest and have not necessarily been great about coordination with governmental agencies around LA.
I mean, I don't want to air a bunch of dirty laundry in this meeting. I want to say that the city is meeting regularly with LA28. Josh oversees some of those efforts. Some of those efforts about the venues are done in my department. The city manager is involved. Could it be better? Yes. But we're doing it. I'm sure it's going to be great in the end. And we're also working with Ken and the staff here on some of that coordination. I wish we were further along. Part of that has to do with LA28 being behind, but we're working and we're all aware of the deadlines, and I'm sure we're.
Is there any additional discussion from the board? I have a question. You mentioned the FIFA World Cup. Can you elaborate a little bit more of like what our participation is gonna look like? I know that in the past, Director Arnova has said, oh, maybe they'll do a bus there because I know there's gonna be a lot of folks that are gonna be going to the World Cup. And I really do appreciate your presentation and that the fact that we're gonna get updates every 6 months because that way that's fast approaching. So
What we are doing for the FIFA World Cup is we have worked with LA Metro. They have identified that they need 2,700. Oh no, I'm sorry, not that's for the Olympics. They need 300 buses. And so we have looked at ways where we could bring service from City of Long Beach all the way to SoFi. And we have a couple of scenarios that have been developed with our service planning folks to determine how many buses will be available. So right now we're looking at 10, 15 buses that could potentially go from City of Long Beach all the way to SoFi. And we're working with Metro to determine where the parking spaces are going to be. So it will be a seamless ride for our customers.
and how many buses do we need for the Olympics?
2,700.
Okay. Any additional discussion from the board? Seeing none, thank you so much, Kimberly. We really appreciate it. So now we'll go to public comment. At this time, I invite any members of the public to come up and say something if you wish. Seeing none, okay. We're gonna go to, at this time, I like to move into closed session to discuss items set forth on agenda item 14. Are there any public comments for this item before we head into closed session? Seeing none, the board is adjourned to closed session. Way back, Jen? Okay. General counsel will provide a report.
Thank you, Chair Mejia. No action was taken in the closed session that was just held. And with respect to agenda item number 15, good afternoon, Chair Mejia. Yes, members of the board, Mr. McDonald, ELT, and all who are assembled here today. My name is Vince Ewing. I'm the General Counsel for Long Beach Transit. And what you have before you is a resolution, and my request is that the Board of Directors adopt a resolution approving the amended Articles of Incorporation of the Long Beach Public Transportation Company to conform to requirements for property tax exemption under California Revenue and Taxation Code, Section 214. That concludes my report.
Great, thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
For a second?
Yeah.
Perfect. Are there any public comments? Seeing none. Is there any further discussion from the board? Seeing none. Call for a vote.
Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Sutton,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Yorbe, Director Almeida, Director Angela,
Aye.
Director Kemp, Director Rawlings.
Aye.
Directors Yorbe, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Great. The motion carries the recommendation to adopt a resolution approving the amended articles of incorporation of the Long Beach Public Transit Company to confirm the requirements of the property tax exemption under the California Revenue and Taxation Code. Section 214 is approved. Going on now on board request. Is there any board requests? Oh, yes, Director Sutton.
Yeah, this is something that I experienced today. I went online, Long Beach Transit, and to find information about the board. And although I'm not a genius, it did take me a while to find information about the board, about the agenda, and about the reports. So I would like to ask, Ken, if you would work with staff on coming up with perhaps a higher profile for the board information so that this can be accessed easily and transparently. It isn't as obviously it's not as important as information about how to use the system and about getting on board. That I would think is the primary mission, but secondarily is the voice of the public. And ever since we've moved from downtown Long Beach, we just don't have the public input that we used to. And I just want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to encourage public input and that our reports are accessible, and that if they can't make it over here to Clark Avenue, that at least they can go online and find out how to do that virtually. Thank you.
Just to clarify, is the request is to make it easier to be able to find the board information? Is that it was difficult? Okay. Yeah, it has to go under some drop down. Maybe we look at. I know how. So yeah, we'll look and see if we can put up the drop down.
Yeah, I believe right now it's on information about us. So it would be. Thank you.
So if I could just say a comment as well, just so you're aware that if people go to the City of Long Beach website, it actually takes them directly and clicks on our commission, because we're considered commission. It takes them directly to that website on our page. So it doesn't take them to the main page. It takes them to that director's website. So it is accessible through the city site that way.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely take a look at that. All right, Director Rawlings.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm gonna reference my notes if that's okay, but it's a short one. There's been a lot of talk recently in a lot of like the ERP system and other technological upgrades about AI more and more during these meetings, and I think it's a good time to request a presentation on what our strategy is as an organization and what our priorities and values are when it comes to utilizing this tech and making sure that or I as a board member would like to see that we're not falling into utilizing technology just to feel the need to keep up or just for technology's sake, but making sure that we're actually implementing it in a way that's empowering for our teammates and supports our long-term goals. So I'd love to see a little presentation sometime this year about that.
So presentation about AI and how we intend to use it and its benefits for our employees. Perfect. Anything else? Oh, yes, Director.
I feel like Columbo, but I just had one other thing, and that is, Lisa, although I thoroughly enjoy your reports and your charts and that fine print, is there a way that we could just condense some of that report into maybe some dashboards of interest? Maybe 4 or 5 dashboard images that would tell the story of where we are financially. And then if there was anything that was of real importance, you could go into it in a much deeper way, but just a suggestion. Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Next up, adjournment. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Is there a second?
It's my pleasure to second.
All right, call for a vote.
Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Vice Chair Sun,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Nyorbe, Director Almeida, Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp, Director Rawlings,
Aye.
Directors Nyorbe, Almeida, and Kemp have been excused.
Perfect. The motion carries. The meeting is now adjourned. The next regular meeting will be held on October 23rd, 2025. Thank you, everyone.
Lisa, cartoons,